Hey, what's up guys? Your agent Tyler Wehrung, and today we're going to shoot a quick video and answer a question that I've been getting a lot around: should you buy discount points to buy your interest rate down on your mortgage before you close on your loan? So I get these questions from time to time, and typically I'll pull out a calculator and run through a quick analysis and just give back an answer of like, hey, you should do it, or hey, you should not, or here's kind of how to think about that. So I wanted to share that with you guys. So after you have an offer accepted, you'll reach out to your broker, let them know. You'll get to a point where the conversation around locking an interest rate comes in. So typically you can lock that in at something called the par rate, which you don't need to know that. But basically at some point after that, your loan originator is probably going to ask you, are you wanting to buy that interest rate down at all? All right, and what he's effectively asking is mortgage companies allow you to buy points, which a point is basically 1% of the loan amount. So for example, on a $200,000 loan, 1 point would be $2,000. And typically 1 point buys your interest rate down by 1/8%, so 0.15, I believe. Don't quote my public math. So that's typically how things work. So for example, if you get quoted at 4.5%, at a $200,000 loan, you could pay another $2,000 fee at closing to change that to a 4.15, or again, public math is off. But let's flip over to my screen. I'm going to walk you through a calculator that I found out there by NerdWallet, who does all this for you. I used to kind of do it by hand and try to explain it, but they actually do a great job of it. So I'll actually drop the link to this page in the comments below, or in the description below. So if you guys just want to go check it out. So I'll walk through how to do this, and then kind of really how to think about it once you have the numbers in front of you. So mortgage calculator, should I buy points? All right, so here's where you're going to plug in the actual numbers that you get from your loan originator, right? So in this example, we'll kind of leave it here the same. 200,000. Let's look at if there were no points. Let's say we got quoted at, let's just keep it 4%. All right, 30-year, bada bada. All right, so the results. So this is where you kind of look at and analyze. But first you want to know where you're starting from. So this would be your par position. All right, so no points. Here's what we're looking at. $200,000 loan at 4%. Your monthly mortgage payment is going to be $955. All right, so then typically they offer you to buy 1 or 2 points. Rarely do I see it go further than that. Maybe some lenders do that. So here's where you can take a look at your points. All right, boom, just hit a little point in there. All right, so this is basically telling you, all right, you pay that $2,000 fee, that 1 point, and it changes your monthly payment from $955 to $926. All right, and so here's how you think about, is it worth it and should you do that? All right, so this difference, let's just see, it doesn't tell you the difference here. Yeah, I don't see how much you're going to save, and like we discussed before, I'm terrible at public math. So this difference between 955 and 926, that savings, it would take you, they kind of divide that by the fee that you paid in order to get that savings to come up with your break-even period. So basically, at this savings rate, to get your $2,000 back is going to take you 5.7 years or 69 months, okay? So that's how you have to think about this. You say, all right, am I going to live in this place at least 5.7 years? And, am I willing to pay right now for the benefit in 5.6 or 5.8 years to start saving this minimal amount of money? All right, so let's look at 5.2 points. You can see it goes up slightly, so your break even period would be 1 month later, and you're saving a little bit more every month, but again, you're paying a lot more upfront to get that benefit. And as you can see, this kind of, you can play around with these numbers with your actual situation, right? So you can just plug it in here, it gives you the answer, but here are my thoughts. All right, so that's kind of the general, you obviously, with anything that you're paying for, you want to figure out what your payback is, what's your return on investment, when are you going to get that invested capital back to you and start to benefit from even taking this on in the first place. All right, so, but here are my thoughts. All right, so the time value of money is a concept that I can shoot another video on if you guys are interested in, but for most cases, your money is more valuable today than it's going to be tomorrow, all right? This is that same example of inflation creeping up on us, all right, where our grandparents told us about a nickel hamburgers back in their day, and we'll tell our kids about, $5 hamburgers in their day. They won't believe it. They'll be paying 25, 30. All right. So the good part about a fixed interest rate mortgage is that it's an inflation hedge. So as inflation goes up, which is typically a bad thing, when you have a mortgage payment, that means the value of the money you're paying to the mortgage company is actually less. So, as it goes up, it's a hedge, which means it benefits you in the long term. All right. So my philosophy is that it's rarely ever worth to put this extra money up front now to get a benefit so far down the road. You'd be better off investing this money, even getting a modest return. You're going to earn more on your money than you would from this minuscule savings here. All right, so those are my thoughts on paying to buy down your mortgage interest rate. I'm sure there are lots of other philosophies out there on it, but I'm a big proponent of you can find a higher and better use for your money today if you get a little bit creative, rather than just paying a fee to the bank to pay a very minuscule amount less in interest, when in the end, mortgage interest is tax deductible and it's an inflation hedging instrument as well. I just don't see a huge lift for the funds that you're putting out up front, especially when it's so far out that you actually realize the benefit. All right. So I hope that was helpful, guys. If I didn't answer your question or you have a totally different take on this, please let me know in the comments. I always look forward to chatting with you guys there and hearing different perspectives. Always looking to learn something and keep my ears open for maybe something I'm missing as well. But with that, guys, we'll go ahead and wrap. I'm Tyler Wehrung, and we'll catch you next time.